Hello students, welcome to the digital signal processing course. Here we are going to study application of DSP, and in that one we are going to study the topic that is speech processing. So let's see exactly the speech processing blocks. So let's say for example we are going for the application of the DSP, that is CD recording system and audio processing. Whatever the block diagram right now shown over here, that is for the basic CD recording system. In this case, actually we are just looking what exactly the process to write contents on the CD. So for this is nothing but the CD recording system. L and R, these are nothing but the left and right channels. So let's accept the input from the left as well as the right channels. So it is nothing but actually the accepted from the mic itself. So further we are converting it or applying it rather to the limiters. So input limiters are cross-linked in operation to avoid the disturbance of stereo image position. So these are cross-linked. So that is why the one arrow is shown upward and the second is downward. Next, its output is given to the low pass filter. Now one more reason, let me tell you why it is provided like this. It is only due to the amplification that is happening for the, we can say, the harmonics. So that is getting increased. That's why these two are cross linked with each other with respect to their operation. Further, their output is given to the low pass filter. So that is why this diagram is shown over here. This is, it means that it is nothing but passing the low frequencies and high frequencies will be blocked here. Now once it is done over here, the clock is applied. So this clock will trigger each and every circuit to have the synchronization with all the circuits, as well as they should be applied or rather work on the same clock pulse. So that's why this clock pulse is selected. Now this low pass filter is also called as the anti-aliasing filter. This will work on 20 kilohertz frequency. Now this is having the main purpose to limit the bandwidth offered for encoding. So whatever the bandwidth we are offering for the encoding, which is nothing but at this particular stage. So let me just highlight here. This is the stage where the encoding is done. Now we are at the discussion of low pass filter. So at the low pass filter, this is with the operation 20 kilohertz. After this we are discussing it with the ADC, means the output of the low pass filter will be applied to the ADC block. Similarly here also the same thing is done. Output of the low pass filter will be applied to the ADC block. This is nothing but the 16-bit ADC. But here the point to be noted is the 8-bit data from the left and right channel are arranged in a sequence that interlaced in sequence will be done. Hence it is done in an alternate manner, but it will be arranged in a sequential manner. Okay, means first of all it will take, let's say, from data from the left, then the right, like this, but it is in the and slicing manner. So that is why this particular block is mentioned over here. This is having the simple purpose, that is to store the signal obtained from the ADC. So apart from this, the next part that is provided over here after the storage, we may have some of the errors, like let's say the signal error from the digital to analog conversion. Similarly, the error due to the motor speed, then the error due to the pitch, then the error due to the precise controlled frequency. All these errors will be corrected with the help of this CIRC. What is CIRC? It is nothing but the cross interleaved RS code. Cross interleaved RS is nothing but the Reed Solomon code. This code is specifically used for having the burst error correction. So in most of the cases when we need to correct the error for, let's say, more than 2-bit values, so this particular code, Reed Solomon code, is actually able to detect and correct the errors for more than 2 locations. Okay, it is quite obvious that if there is error at the single location, then we can go for the ABC, that is nothing but the linear block codes. Right now It's quite efficient to use for the CIRC code, because here the possibility of error may be at the different location. So that's why CIRC encoding is to be used. This is working in tandem with the RAM section. So obviously whatever the data we need to store, that will be in the RAM. So this CIRC will work in tandem with the RAM. After this, we are dealing up with the section that is called as EFM. Now what is EFM? EFM means it is nothing but EIGST, it 14 modulation. So here actually EFM modulation process is done. In case of the modulation, again you can just observe here the clock is again given to the FM section from this point. So the clock is provided. You can just observe here the clock is provided for this point, the EFM section, as well as it is provided to the CIRC section. Now we actually discuss the 8 to 14 modulation. Why it is there? Because there may be the possibility that whatever the encoding we have done with the help of the CIRC, for that encoding there may be the sequence of consecutive zeros or consecutive one. But this is quite means good to have the pitch error. But if there is let's say the immediate change in the value like 0 to 1, 1 to 0, this kind of values may provide the pitch error, as well as it is quite tedious for the motor to vary its speed to write contents on the CD. That's why in that particular case, whatever the 8-bit data we are having, it has to be converted into the 14-bit data. So that is why the EFM section, this particular section is used in this block diagram. So obviously it is working with respect to certain code which is to be stored in the ROM. So that is why the ROM is connected here to the FM section. This overall section is to be in synchronization. That is why the sync is mentioned over here, and it is directed towards the CD. So this is where actually the speed of every stage is mentioned. So right now at this last stage we expect that the data to be written, that is with the speed that is 4.322 Mbps, that is megabits per second. Let's proceed to check how this EFM process exactly works. That is how it is converting the 8 to 14 modulation. So this is where we can just check here at this point that the 8-bit word, this 8-bit word, let me just clear it. This is what the 8-bit word is getting converted into the 14-bit. Now these are some of the joining bits which are mentioned over here like 0, 1, 0, and at last we are getting 8 into 14 conversion, and that is nothing but actually the EFM process. Now let's proceed for the next section. When we want to recover, let's say the audio or whatever the input provided to the CD, again we retrieve back the data and convert it into the audio section. Now this is nothing but the reproduction of the sound from CD and audio processing. Here it is quite clear to understand from this particular block that compact disc that block diagram. This is nothing but the digital information is retrieved from the disk with an optical sensor, corrected for EFM and Reed Solomon encoding, and converted to stereo analog signal. This block is nothing but actually the block where the CD is rotating. So we are sensing the data from the CD with the help of, let's say, the laser beam, and this entire assembly is nothing but the optical pickup, so that the data from the CD will be retrieved back with the help of the peaks and falls. It will retrieve back that data, and that data which is nothing but in the encoded format. So that's why we need a EFM decoding over here, so that whatever the data we got over there, that will be decoded. Now the Reed Solomon decoding. So at the input side we have already seen that the encoding is done with the help of this CIRC procedure. Now here exactly reverse part of that one is taken care, because there may be the possibility of various errors while writing. These errors are due to the, let's say, the motor speed, pitch error, precise control frequency. These errors are to be properly corrected. That's why this Reed Solomon decoding is used. Later on, sampling rate converter for left as well as the right channel is used. Now let's discuss it over here. 14-bit DAC is used after this block, which will convert that entire, let's say, the input of the sampling rate converter is nothing but the 44.1 kilohertz. And later on, with the help of, let's say, sampling rate converter, it will be converted into the 176.4 kilohertz frequency. And further, with the help of the 14-bit DAC, that is digital to analog converter, is applied to the basal filter, so that whatever the content apart from the analog, that will be reduced with the help of this filter. And further, it is applied to the power amplifier so that the required amplification will be done. Later on, this analog signal will be applied to the speaker. The same procedure is done at the left channel also, and this is how the sound reproduction will be done. That is nothing but called as a audio processing of the signal. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.